Hey YouTube, I am back as promised. I decided to talk about my extracurricular activities for this video. Um, there's only one thing I guess that would technically count as an extracurricular. I took a ballroom dancing class. Or I guess it wasn't necessarily well, I took ballroom dancing lessons. They were free. And there was a few other things that I kind of participated in, but I wouldn't say that I officially joined any clubs. But alright, so ballroom dancing. So I surprised myself, I think, most of all, that I decided to participate in the class. I received the email from USG, the undergraduate student government. They were they send out emails periodically telling us about what's going on, and there was hip-hop dancing and ballroom. I decided to go with the ballroom because I felt like it'd be less painful. It was pretty painful, but not as bad as I think the hip-hop would have been. So, day of ballroom dancing, I actually get emails to say that it's been canceled. So, I had to put it off another week, and I question it constantly. I question my judgment, the wisdom of taking this class, but I'm like, alright, well, it won't hurt. Or, hopefully, not too much. So, day of the class, that is finally going to begin, I head to the north building. My school has 4 buildings. They're all connected by a sky bridge. Basically, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a bridge. Of course, enclosed, but it connects the buildings at the 3rd story. So I head over to the north building, and I have little reason to go there because it's where the dancers and musicians and performing artists are, and while I guess I'm a performing artist, I'm not that serious about it, and I'm not majoring or minoring in it, though I still toss that idea around every now and then. But yeah, so I head there. I'm going to I think it's called the Black Box Theater. Not relevant, but whatever. So I get off at the 5th floor, and I kind of just stand there, because I have no idea where I'm going. So finally I just choose a direction at random, and as I turn, somebody's like, oh, hey, do you need help? And I'm like, yes. Yes, I do, actually. So they're like, where am I going? I tell them the room number. And this guy's like, oh, I'm actually headed there now. I can go with you. And I was like, okay, great. Sounds good. So we're heading there, and he's like, are you going to the dance class? And I'm like, yeah, I am. And he's like, oh, well, I'm the instructor. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I get into the class, and he kind of lets go of me so he can go set up his music and stuff. And he's like, the desks are straight ahead. So I walk straight ahead, but it's to the right a little bit. And which he didn't mention, so I'm like confused because I can't see out of my right eye, so I wouldn't have seen them unless I like moved my head to the side, which I didn't think to do because I was looking straight ahead. And there are a couple of people sitting at the seats, and no one told me. Well, I think someone tried to get my attention, but you just have to like either touch my arm or speak to me, and it'd probably be better to touch my arm, just like touch hair or whatever. Because, I wouldn't know that you're talking to me. Or, I mean, I guess sometimes I'm pretty good at using clues. Like if they were like, the desks are over here or there's a seat over here. I would assume that they were talking to me, and then I would have just felt awkward if they were not. But yeah, so I don't think it was out of malice. I think just kind of awkwardness. They didn't know how to approach me. But whatever, so eventually I awkwardly found my way to a seat. And all the while I'm mentally preparing myself to tell the instructor that I'll probably just need a little extra help because I won't see as he demonstrates the steps. But he doesn't say anything. He just calls us all, tells us to go into a circle. I awkwardly walk over, and he asks someone to assist me. So we're in the circle, and he tells us that for the first hour we're going to work on swing dancing because that's America's dance for my visually impaired and blind friends. I just did finger air quotes. I guess air quotes would be finger air quotes, right? I've decided that any movements, any visual gestures I make, I'm going to try my best to narrate them, because I feel like there's a lot that that we miss, rather. Well, maybe not a lot. Okay, anyway, sorry. Thought train, constantly going off track. Yeah. Alright, so, swing dance, because that's America's dance, and then for the second hour, we're going to work on what what we know as ballroom. So, the waltz and foxtrot. So, he starts us off. We don't do any warm-ups. He starts showing everyone the dance steps, and I'm feeling awkward. So I'm like, I have no idea what he's doing. I hope he remembers that I'm here, because I'm going to, it's going to take me a little while to work up the nerve to be like, hey, yeah, so I have no idea what you're doing. I mean, I have no problem speaking for myself, but all of my friends tell me that I'm quiet, or most of my friends tell me that I'm quiet, and I'm definitely quiet around strangers, so I would have definitely felt a little awkward initiating, and I definitely wasn't going to ask one of my fellow dancers. I would have, but they all seemed kind of nervous as well, so would have just been straight to the instructor. But he remembered me and came over and was like, okay, so this is how we do this. And whenever I was struggling, he would specifically, he would work with me. And it was really good, actually. I think the most awkward part was me mentally, and some of the females, the girls, women, whatever, who wanted to be leads, who wanted to dance as leads. It was awkward for me because they were shorter than me, and just the touching boobs, and it was something. But the girls were, as I usually find, a lot more comfortable with me in terms of assisting me and all of that. But overall, it was good. Then we got to ballroom dancing, and he just wanted us to walk in a circle slowly in time to the music. I think we listened to the first most of the songs actually were Sinatra. But we're just walking in time to the music so we could get a feel for the beat, the rhythm, the flow of the music, I don't know. And as we were walking, I kind of turned, I wasn't sure which way we were going, and I was like, okay, this is going to be really awkward, I'm going to walk into someone. But he's like, oh, hey, can someone guide her? And the girl just grabs my hand, and as I was explaining, no, I'll take your arm, he's like, oh no, she'll show you how to guide her. And I looked at him with my eyebrows raised. I was proud of myself for accomplishing it. I think it was a singular eyebrow that I raised. Okay, I'm gonna stop it because it's hurting my eyeballs now. But he was like, yeah, I was a professor at the College of Optometry for however many years. And I was like, that's why you weren't flustered by me. And after that, it was pretty good. Most of the dancers were okay. After the initial awkwardness, we'd joke around, we'd have fun. There was one guy, and I felt like that's how it was every week. Since there were free lessons and they weren't mandatory, people shifted in and out, there were a few regulars, but basically just, every now and then there'd be someone new or someone different, and there'd always be one guy who was just really awkward with me. They wouldn't touch me, they'd just barely rest their hands on me, and you have to have tension with the ballroom dancing, the hand that's out, there has to be tension so that the follower feels the lead as their body shifts. So that usually didn't work out. It was also usually the dude that smelled really weird too, so yeah. But it was something. I actually enjoyed it. Although the last few lessons, it was changed because, according to one of my friends, the dancers, the dance people, they're snobs. So something happened to their studio. They took over the black box, and then it changed. and I didn't get the email stating where the new location was. And so eventually I just like stopped trying. I was just like, all right, whatever. And then one Thursday I found out that the instructor was on vacation, so it didn't really matter. And yeah, so just overall it was good. Most of the people were cool. I made some new friends. And those are actually two of the guys that went to the ballroom dancing were in they work with the literary magazine, my school's literary magazine. And so one of the guys, you know, one day I was walking back from the Office of Accessibility, and he's like, hey, where you headed? And I was like, I have no idea, because I was supposed to meet one of my friends and she ditched me for her boyfriend. So he's like, hey, you want to come and check out OTR? That's the abbreviation for the literary magazine, the Olive Tree Review. So I was like, yeah, sure. And I joined their drama, the drama club, or I guess not, the drama workshop. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. So basically, the different members, they bring in like a work in progress, a piece that they're working on, and they cast from the other people there, and everyone reads, and they get a feel for how it would be if it were performed. And I hadn't read dramatically since 8th grade. And the first week, actually, I just sat there and observed. I didn't let them know that I could read. You know, all they'd have to do was send it to me on my laptop, and I'd put it onto my Braille note device I showed you guys 2 videos ago, I think. 2 or 3, 4 videos in my math video. And, you know, so the next week I did, and it was just nice to be there. I didn't get to go to the prose fiction, which is the one that I would have actually enjoyed more, because I definitely enjoyed the drama, but it was the one that would have been most beneficial to me, because it's what I write, because of the ballroom dancing lessons. But I did get to go to one session, and I never got to attend the poetry, but that's another goal. But yeah, so I started hanging out in OTR's room, and it's really cool, you know, that they just, you know, let you hang out there, and they have a couch so you can definitely get comfortable. I didn't submit anything this semester because I procrastinate, and I procrastinated on that, but it was good all the same. I also started hanging out in the club room for the multicultural club, and I didn't officially join them, but I have a couple of friends there, and all of the people in there, they know my face, they know my eyes. That's what people remember me by, I'm fairly certain. I don't really know most of their names, but we're cool. And it was nice. One of my friends who introduced me to the multicultural club was actually in my philosophy class. And after I was leaving, I was just kind of wandering, and he's like, hey, where are you headed now? And I was like, I have no idea. So he was like, do you want to... I was like, I'm actually tired, so I'm probably going to take a nap, because there are really comfortable chairs in at the ends of the hallways on each floor. They're like cushiony, and it's one seat, so you can definitely get in a good nap. He's like, oh, well, you can come to Multicultural Club with me. You can definitely take a nap there. They have a couch. And then he handed me a blanket. Like, it was good. I definitely got comfortable. So that's basically what I did in my free time, or I hung out on those sky bridges that I mentioned. Beneath the windows, they're like floor to ceiling windows, and they span the length of the bridge. They have vents beneath them for the heater, the radiator, and people usually just sit on them. So that's basically, like I said, how I spend my time outside of classes, in OTR's room or in the Multicultural Club. Generally OTR. And it was nice whenever I was writing, being an OTR, because I just like threw out a question and they generally could answer it, like, hey, so this with this sentence, is it affect or effect? I hate affect and effect. But I'm running out of time, so I'm going to end this now. But yeah, I'll be back and I'll talk about, ooh, crap, stupid camera, and I'll talk about NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writing Month.